Alrighty, here we go. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. Good to see everybody. Haha, wave. Yes. Riding the waves of JavaScript. Hello, everybody. Hello from New Orleans, Louisiana. Haha, I remembered. Hi. Hope everybody's doing well. From Nicaragua. Hi. Oh, good to see everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day today, morning, afternoon. Here it's afternoon. If it's evening where you are, don't stress. This show will be on this class. Will be on YouTube later. Hello from the Philippines. Hey, Jason. The show, all of these classes and the recordings will be up on YouTube, so you can catch them at any time. If you're tuning in for the first time, hi, hello from Jamaica. Hi, my name is Ramon, and we're teaching a free JavaScript bootcamp, which you can sign up for at the link below, classcentral.com. And yeah, good to see everybody. If you're signing up late, don't worry, you can catch up at your own pace. This is a self-paced bootcamp, and we're just going through the free CodeCamp JavaScript certification to learn JavaScript algorithms and data structures. And well, we are here today. Hello, everybody. Hello from Ireland. Hey. From Florida. Hi there. From Romania. Hello. Yeah. Good to see everybody. So let's hop right in and do today's lesson, which is going to be, today we're doing the 4th JavaScript project. Now, there are 5 JavaScript projects. We're going to do the 4th one. And once we doing all 5 of these is the requirement that you need to get your JavaScript certification for free from Bootcamp, from Free Code Camp, from Free Code Camp. So yes, so we've already done these 3 projects. Don't worry if you haven't yet. The recordings for us doing these together are up on YouTube. So let's hop right in. Today, we're going to be doing the telephone number validator. Now, if you've already done the project, totally fine. If you haven't done it yet, and you're probably wondering, are you going to just do it for us? No. Well, we're going to solve it together. But my aim here is to give you an idea for a solution that works for me, and give you an idea for a solution that works for me. And then, folks, give me your ideas, give me your solutions. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the thought process and the unlocking of that understanding that goes beyond solving a telephone number validator. So let's hop right in. Thank you, Carlos. Yeah. So hope everybody's got some. Oh no, Elioskas reading the room correctly. I smell regex in the air. We are indeed going to be doing quite a bit of regex today. If you're not familiar with regex or regular expressions, don't worry. The recordings are up on YouTube for that as well. I think we did regex. Oh gosh, I'm starting to lose track of time. I think it was last week or the week prior. It was 2 weeks ago. Oh my goodness, time flies. Hope everybody's staying hydrated as well. Yeah. So what do we got here? Before we look at the instructions, let's look at our code. We have a function called telephone check, which takes a variable called a parameter called stir, and it currently returns true. And we're calling telephone check with 555-555-5555. So let's console log that just to make sure we know what we're doing. Okay, cool. So right now our function returns true. Good to know. Let's take a look at the instructions now. And what we're going to do is we're going to read them together and just make sure we build up a sort of pseudocode and come up with a solution that I hope will work for all of us, and then improve on it. So in this project, we're going to return true if the pass string looks like a valid US phone number. I learned by doing this exercise that US phone numbers are quite interestingly formatted. So the user may fill out the form field any way they choose as long as it has a format of a valid US number. The following are examples of valid formats for US numbers. Refer to the test below for other variants. So we've got 3 numbers, dash 3 numbers dash 4 numbers. We got 3 numbers in brackets followed by 3 numbers dash 4 numbers. Ooh. Maxim is asking, why is it true right now? It's true just because this is how the exercise comes. I haven't actually started making any changes to it, and it shouldn't be true because not every phone number is valid. And Maxim is also asking, what is valid? What is validating? Oh, what is it validating? Sorry. We're gonna give it a phone number, and we just want to check if that phone number is valid, if it has the proper format of a telephone number, of a US telephone number. So we have one like this, one like that. Then we got 3 numbers in brackets followed by a space, then 3 numbers dash 4 numbers, 3 numbers space, 3 numbers space, 4 numbers, 10 numbers in a row, then a 1 followed by a space, followed by 3 numbers, space, 3 numbers, space, 4 numbers. For this challenge, you will be presented with a string such as 800-692-7753 or this. I'm going to call it a mess. And your job is to validate or reject the US phone number based on any combination of the formats provided above. The area code is required. If the country code is provided, you must confirm that the country code is 1. Return true if the string is a valid US phone number, and otherwise return false. Okay, let me just go through that again because one thing I want to make sure I understand. The area code is required. So I'm assuming that this here, in these first 3 numbers are the area code. I could be wrong. So folks, if you're in the US, if you could please, or if you're familiar with US phone numbers, please do confirm that for me. So this is the area code, and this here is the country code. So the country code is 1. Return true if the string is a valid US phone number, otherwise return false. So another thing we're going to do before we start coding and writing some pseudocode is to check out what the tests look like. And we can make sure here, these are the requirements. Ricky says. Everybody says here correctly. I'm correct. I'm so good to be correct. I have checked it is that way. I'm right. Thank you all for confirming. First 3 is the area code. Cool. Awesome. Well, so let's take a look at some of the some of these numbers. So telephone check should return a Boolean. Telephone check for this number should return true. Telephone check for this number should return true. For this number should return true. For this number should return true. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually start like trying out some of these and seeing how, as I write my code, and then see as I pass them. Should return true. This one's too short. It should return false. It should return false. This one should return false, and so on and so forth. Cool. What I want to do, and this is going to be my way of solving it, is I'm going to make sure that I can first, before I get all of the tests passing, I can match these examples of valid formats. So, and yes, we're going to be using regexes for this. And let's do that. Carlos is saying we need to match groups of number 3, 3, 4. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And Sunflare says regex, and yep, you all are super right. Let's define a const outside called we're gonna make a regex to match just this format. We're not gonna forget all of the other formats for now. I'm gonna compartmentalize that and start with this format first. So I'm gonna call it RE, short for regex. So we're gonna do our /. And what do we got? We got 3 digits followed by a dash, followed by 3 digits, followed by a dash, followed by 4 digits. First, let's do the wildcard for digits, which we've done in the regular expression section. That's \B. Oh, yeah. Sorry. What I want to do first, actually. No, let me finish. Sorry, folks. I'm all over the place today. Let's build our regex first. So we want 3 digits. So we've got 1 digit here, 2 digits, 3 digits, dash, digit, 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 dash, digit, 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 digit. So this is a regex that matches 3 digits followed by a dash, followed by 3 digits, followed by a dash, followed by 4 digits. Now, let's amend our function here to return true if the string is matched in the regex. So any phone number that's formatted like this should pass the test. So let's try it out. By the way, that's this one here too. So this should already start returning true if we get it right. So instead of returning just true, let's do return re.test. Remember, that's how we test whether a regex is matched in a string. Sure. So this is currently giving us true. Let's try one where we have 2 digits followed by 3 digits followed by 4 digits. This is giving us false. But let's return to this. Okay. What if we put, bear with me, la, 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 and then the phone number? Also true. Now, this is no longer what we want because we want this string to be just that pattern. One way to do that is to use the anchors. That is the caret to say, hey, this string can only start from this pattern. And let's use the end one as well. But let's first make sure that la, 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 you see, no longer passes the test. But this looks good. But what if we end the string with la, la, la? Also true. So the same thing, we need to have an anchor here at the end that says, hey, the string must end here. So the $ ends here and the caret begins here. Phew, okay, so far so good. So let's try out a couple of combinations of phone numbers. Let's try something fun. 1, 2, 3. It works because it's all digits. 4, 5, 6. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 0. This is a phone number that has digit, 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 dash, digit, 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 dash, digit, 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 digit. So that's good. However, this is looking a little bit gnarly. I think we can clean it up a little bit. We can use more regex functions to be able to say, hey, instead of having digit, 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 let's tell it explicitly, hey, I want 3 digits, 3 iterations of this pattern. Let's do the same here. 3 digits. 3 digits, 3 digits. And for here, we want 4 digits. So this will still match that regex. Let's try this format again. Let's just bring it, copy, and paste in here. Gives us true. Excellent. However, this next one is not going to pass. Is there a function that returns a random pattern that satisfies a regex? Omran, I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understand your question. Could you elaborate? Shika asks, if we use caret, how will we check for the brackets? Remember, we're not checking for the brackets yet. All I'm doing is making sure that this format, this one here, the one I've highlighted, we're just checking for this one first. We're then going to add my idea. You'll see what my idea is in a second. Actually, I think you will see what my idea is now. Because as you correctly said, let's copy this one. This one should pass. However, it's not, because it expects to have 3 digits dash 3 digits dash 4 digits. And this is different. This has brackets, bracket 3 digits, bracket 3 digits dash 4 digits. Let's do this one next. And here's my idea. Instead of making, for now, instead of complicating with like if, like wild, question mark statements inside the regex, let's have a separate regex. We're going to call this is going to be boring, RE2. Could be my second regex. And now my objective is to make sure that it matches this pattern. So let's do that. So we know from our previous regex, we want to match the beginning and the end. So there's a caret and the $sign to say, hey, the string must be just this pattern. Next, we want to match a smooth bracket. However, if you remember from the regular expressions exercise, if we use brackets inside a regex, the regex isn't going to treat these as brackets. Remember, this is going to treat it like groups. So what we want to do inside the regex is to say, hey, regex engine, forget the group stuff. Treat this as a bracket, please. And you can do that by using the escape, which is the backslash. So it looks a little weird already, but saying this here says, hey, match, sorry, I had my mouse there. Match an opening bracket. And here it's saying, hey, match a closing bracket. So far, so good. Now, inside those brackets, we want to match 3 digits. And we already know how to do that. So that's \d followed by 3. We want to match 3 digits. Next, we want to match 3 more digits outside of that bracket. So let's do that. Match 3 digits. So far, so good. Now we want to match a dash, which I did without saying anything. And finally, we want to match 4 digits. Check it out. This is giving us false because we're only matching against re.test. So what we can do is use an OR functionality. Remember OR from if statements? We can do that. So re2 dot test sure. Cool. Diego's asking, what about the space? We haven't gotten to the space yet. We're just making sure that we can match this variant. We'll get to the space shortly. So let's do that. So re test string or re2 test string. So far, so good. That matches true for this phone number, and it should work with any digits just like before. Cool. No. Hey, no need to apologize. Diego, thank you so much for like asking. Like, we want to make sure. I'm just trying to stay like laser focused on each subtask at a time. I want to make sure that my function can match each of these variants, and it'll take a little bit of time. So now that we've got those two, now let's match, because I think given that it's an OR, we should, yeah, cool. This one works. Let's try this one. This one works. However, as Diego correctly said, this one will not, which is a problem. So as you can tell, these two patterns are pretty similar, except that this one doesn't have a space and this one does. So that means that for the pattern where we have brackets at the beginning, there may or may not be a space. Now, we know how to do a may or may not in regex. So how about just after the bracket? How about just after the bracket, we put a space, which is, as we know, a wildcard for S. So \S tells us, hey, this is a space. But remember, it may or may not be there. So let's put a question mark. This says, hey, this will match whether or not this one character is in there. Let's try it. See, now it's working. True. Now let's take it back. Let's remove that space. Also true. What about if there's 2 spaces? Whoops, why did I put a dot there? I think that's macOS being... So 2 spaces, false. 1 space, true. No space, also true. So that's, hey, that's almost half. That's almost half because there's more variance down below, as we can see here. Phew. Sasha's asking, why does telephone chat require a phone number in quotation marks? That's because the phone number is a string. It's not a number. It's not an integer. It can, because a phone number can have spaces. Yeah. Exactly. Catherine puts it really well. I think it's because the number isn't used in a mathematical sense. Also, the extra characters and spaces make it a string, not a number. Exactly. Thank you. So far so good. Let's now have a regex for this variant here. So const, and we'll just call it re3. So again, like before, it'll start and end. So start with caret, end with $sign. Next, we want 3 digits, space, 3 digits, space, 4 digits. So then this is going to go a little bit faster. 3 digits, cool. Space, oh, sorry, space is with this. Space, so then we need 3 digits. So we got 3 digits, space, 3 digits, then another space, and then 4 digits. You know what? I forgot to put this into our test. So that's false because we're not actually testing for that. Now, if we're going to have a lot of regular expressions, this is going to get kind of unwieldy. So what I would suggest is to actually have an array of all the regexes, loop through them, and if one of them matches, return true. So create array of regexes, loop through regexes. If one matches, return true. Let's do that. Well, first we got to make our regex array. So const regexes equals. That'll be an array of re, re2, and re3. So Elioskas is asking, why not make the first 3 digits a group and call it as a group? We will try that, but a little bit later if you don't mind. Because I suspect that if we make it a group, then they need to be that same group of digits is my fear. But I don't know. I could be wrong. We'll try it. It's a good question. Ravi's asking, could you use or in re regex? I think you could, and that's how you could make a big one. If we add will it also take care of the example below? Oh, it could. It could. Hey, good thinking, Ricky. We'll try that. So re2, re3, re1, re2, and re3. Yeah, we've made our regex array. Next, we're going to for loop. So we're going to use a for of loop. Let regex of regexes. And if regex dot test stir, if one of them matches, I'm just going to put that in here. So loop through the regexes, as we're doing here. If one of them matches, return true. So let's do that. And just go through, and so the possibility exists that that'll go through all of the regexes and not match any of them, in which case we know that it won't match any of them and it's not a valid phone number, so I can return false after the loop. So if one of them matches, we're good, we return true. If none of them matches, we return false. Ooh, Stuart. Thank you, Stuart. There is no built-in function to turn a regex into a string that is matched by that regex. It is possible to write one for simple regex, but it's quite hard. Thank you. That's I'll admit, I'm never quite sure of how much depth there is to like the interaction between regexes and strings. So thank you very much, Stuart, for that explanation. Cool. So we've got those 3 regexes, and check it out. Now it's matching true for our, let's try all 4 of them. So it should match this one. Returns true. It should match this one. Also true. Should match this one. Also true. And it should match this one now. also true. Now, what about this one? False. Now, how about let's add another regex that matches 10 digits in a row. Let's do that. So caret, 10 digits. $sign to ended. There we go. So let me just see this question here. That will loop for all array elements, even if the first one is true, or just the return break the yeah. So the first regex that matches that string will stop the loop. Yeah, as soon as we call return true, we're done. So it'll just try all of them. Cool. So we've got our fourth variant here. But as Mati says, we can also put question marks. And I think somebody else said that. Yes, Ricky. If we put a question mark in front of the spaces, we could match that too. So I'm going to try both just to be on the safe side. Thank you very much both for checking. Cool. So let's try out with regex4. Now, that's working. That's pretty cool. Nice. But let's take this a step further and take folks' suggestion. And instead of having a fourth regex that does this, let's have these be followed by question marks. That way the spaces will be optional. So in the case where we've got 10 digits in a row, it works because remember, we're having the optional wildcard here to say, hey, match this. Thank you both for the suggestion. So, and it should work with spaces as well. Phew. Okay. So we've got all of these variants working. The next one that we're going to need is the 1. Now, here's what I suspect. We're going to need a couple more regexes for this. So let's try that. Let's const re4 followed by, and like before, we'll have beginning and ending caret and $sign. We're going to have a number 1 followed by a space. Well, let's make this a proper space. Yeah, then followed by 3 digits, space, 3 digits, space, 4 digits. So 3 digits, space, then 3 digits, space, and then look at all these backslashes. Followed by 4 digits. So let's try it out. Catherine's asking, could we store all of our regexes in an object instead of defining them separately and putting them into an array, then loop through that object? Which one would make more sense here? That's a good question. I think there's really no wrong way to do it. Although I would say if order matters, then I would suggest an array. You could put all of the regexes literals into an array. Totally fine. I like having separate variables. However you prefer. This is not the best way to do it. I fully acknowledge that. But your mileage may vary. You might ask, can we also make the dash optional? Well, we could, though just like the spaces, we've kind of got that covered. And Sergey and Diora are saying very correctly, we need to add RE4 into the regexes array. So let's do that. RE4. That's now giving us true. Now, we've got those 4 regexes there. Let's go check out all of these variants and see if they're all still happy. So this one first. happy. This one here, happy. I hope. Yes. This one here, also happy. 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 Phew. Sunflare's asking, can you have the starting one be optional? Yes, you can. And I'm going to do that a little bit later, if I may. Gluzner's asking, by the way, not a stupid question. No such thing as stupid questions. But I thought the scope of const is limited to the function in which they are defined, but how is it working while const variable is outside the function? Good question. Remember, the function is defined inside our global scope. So given that the scope where the variables are defined is in the same scope as where the function is defined, then we do have access to these global variables inside that scope. I hope that makes sense. If we were to define these inside the function, then I wouldn't have access to them outside of that function. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so we've got some happy phone numbers. But before I run our test, I want to be on the safe side and check these tests here. So let's try them out one by one. Okay, this should return a Boolean. Okay. True. This should return true. Let's try that. This one returns false. Sound the alarms. What's going on here? We don't have a regex that actually checks for a 1 and then 3 digits dash 3 digits dash 4 digits. We have it for spaces. So let's just satisfy this just for now. Let's add a fifth one. So const re5, and just like before, caret and $sign, and So we have the 1, the space, 3 digits, and then a dash, 3 digits, followed by a dash, followed by 4 digits. Let's see, 1 space, 3 digits, dash, 3 digits, dash, 4 digits. So far, so good, except we still need to put that into our array of regexes, and then we're good. So back to our tests. This one should return true. This one should return true. Let's try out this one. I suspect it's not going to go well. So false. And folks are giving me great suggestions, such as, adding a backslash dash question mark to RE4. Thank you. Keep those suggestions coming on how we can clean this up. My objective first is to get all of our tests passing. So I'm just going to keep adding regexes for now, and then we'll consolidate them. So this one is giving us false. So we're going to do the exact same thing as before. So we're going to have another regex here, const re6, caret $sign. So a 1 and whoopsie, that's not a 1, that's an A. Space. Then we're going to have open bracket. Remember, open bracket is done with an escape. So then we're going to have the 3 digits. Then we're going to have the close bracket, also escaping it. And we need a space. Then we need 3 digits, followed by a dash, followed by 4 digits. And we need to add RE6 to our array. And that now gives us true. So far, so good. Good to know. So that one works. Let's try this regex now. Sorry, not a regex, a phone number. Gives us true. This one should give us true. Let's try that one. I'm just going to patiently go through all of them. Awesome. This one should give us true. Great. This one should give us true. Let's give. It's false. So what's going on? We don't have a regex that matches a pattern of 1 bracket, 3 digits, close bracket, 3 digits, dash, 4 digits, which is almost the same as RE6, except it doesn't have spaces. So let's make those spaces optional, just like before. Whoops. Oh, silly me. I put this question mark in the wrong place. So \s, question mark, \s, question mark. We're good to go again. And people are saying it correctly. Yeah, space. We need a question mark. Yeah, we love the question marks. Cool. So this one returns true again. This one should return false. Nice. Let's try this one. Also should return false. Good, good. This one should return false. I see it's missing an opening bracket, so I can see why it would. False. Let's try this one. Should return true. Okay. Awesome, awesome. This one should return true. Nice. This should return false. Yeah, we've got some non-digits here, so I'm feeling pretty good about it being false. Do you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about what we've done here. And replay says they're all working. Let's be patient. Let's go through all of them. We've got time. False, yeah. This one starts with a 2, so it shouldn't as well. Yeah, this one starts with a 0. It's a good thing that these tests are so thorough. False. Yeah, we're just testing all of these variants. They should all be false. Do you know what, folks? I think the rest of these are false, and I'm just gonna run the free code camp tests if nobody minds. Let's see how we do. Whoo! Pat. Hey, we did it, folks, with a nice pat on the back for everybody. Now, folks are giving such great suggestions. Matty's asking, is there a way to put all the contents of a different regex inside a new one? For example, the contents of a different regex here. I think you can use string combinations to do that. I don't know that off the top of my head. I want to clean these up a little bit first, and then we'll take a look. And Kabi's saying, how about we replace space with dot? Now let's think about that. Let's give that a think. So these regexes should only match for spaces. If we do a dot, then that's the wildcard one. That's allowing us to put in any character. And we don't want to have any character. We want to have spaces, or in some cases, dashes. So it's a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky. So some of you might have noticed that the structure of some of these regexes are quite similar. So we've got, for example, we've got 3. Whoa. What am I doing? So digits, 3-digit space, 3-digit space, question mark, 4 digits, which is quite similar to what we have here. So what we can do, how about we try something and we start combining these in. Yeah. So for example, there may or may not be a 1 followed by a space, right? So what we can do is now we're going to use a little bit of grouping at the beginning to say, hey, with smooth brackets, remember this is a group, to say, hey, there is a 1, there is a space, maybe, and this group may or may not appear. So this one, this group may or may not appear. Same goes here. Let's just plop all of them in there. And honestly, folks, I'm just going to try my luck here. I could be completely wrong. Let's give it a try. So we're only going to test. Let me just comment these out. So there may or may not be a 1 followed by a space. Let's see. Run our tests. Whew. Pat. So let's clean this up a little bit more. Now we've reduced this down to 3 regexes. So by using the optional wildcard, we can say like, hey, this may or may not show up in our phone number. And some folks are saying some interesting things. For example, Dallas says, for valid US phone numbers, the area code and exchange, the next set of 3 numbers cannot begin with a 0 or a 1, which I guess is beyond the scope of this exercise. And Carla is saying, regex are hard to read. I think it's better to start over. Absolutely. What I've done here is just added this little chunk at the beginning. But as I said, this is on you. This is going to be recorded on YouTube. This is as far as I'm going to go for refactoring for now. But folks, if you've got any questions about, and I've already seen some of them, let's answer them. What I'm going to do first, just to make sure I don't lose my code, is to run our tests. Still passes. Whew. Submit, go back, and paste that in here. All right. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Shaka's got a question. Is there a way to do a multi-line regex? Yes, I believe you can have a regex. Wait, a regex that goes over multiple lines? Or do you mean a regex that matches over multiple lines? Because to do the latter, you can use the character for n. So hold on. Let me just... let's do one thing at a time here. Let's open up DuckDuckGo real quick and look up multi-line regex JavaScript. How do you use JavaScript regex? So it looks like we can have multi-line. Oh, yeah, somebody used that. The M flag is used with the regular expression. Multi-line is a read-only property of an individual regular expression instance. So yeah, just like we have the G and the I, you can use the M to say this is a multi-line one. Interesting. New regex. I see. So for example, we've got one regex here that says football. We've got one regex here that says football that's allowed to have multi-line. And we can use the property multi-line to see whether it is a multi-line regex or not. And then we've got a string here that has more than one line. And it's this, remember from when we were doing strings in escaping, the \n tells us, hey, I'm a new line. I'm starting you at a new line. It's the same as hitting enter on your keyboard. It's a good question. So this will fail, but this one will work because we're allowing to check that multi-line strings. That's a good question. Thank you, Shaka. Awesome. Yeah. Well, that was a journey. And I don't know about you folks, but I was quite nervous about this exercise because regex is, especially, I'm just going to restore my code here. I find them to be quite intimidating when I look at them right like this. So what I try to do is, like, if I'm reading a regex, is to be like, okay, let's break this down and just go chunk by chunk. Okay, we've got a 1, it's got a space, that space is optional, and it's inside a group, and that group is optional, followed by a digit that's repeated, whoopsie, followed by a digit that's repeated 3 times, followed by a dash, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And with that, we've done 4 of the 5 projects now. How exhilarating. One more to go. We're going to do the last project next week. Before we go properly into Q&A, start writing questions, folks. If you've got them, please. Just to quickly remind you, tomorrow, there's no lesson as usual on Thursdays. However, there will be a guest session from Feline, which is going to be super cool. It's called How to Read Code. And this is a session we wanted to have a few weeks ago, but couldn't. Now we're able to have it. Yeah, so please check it out. It's going to be super fun. And check out the events page. You see it there in the chat. Come and check it out because it's super cool. Felina's going to be an amazing guest, and I hope you all will come along and ask some questions. It will be earlier in the day, though, so it'll be at around 9 in the morning in Central Europe. So don't worry if you can't make it. It's also going to be recorded, and this is a way that we can also match up with the web development learners. So Diego is asking, join RE2 using dash question mark. Okay, let's give that a try. Let me make sure that I understood what you're saying here, because RE2 has brackets in it. So if we make the brackets optional, for example, like we would with question marks, I'm not so sure that'll work. Check it out. This string here is going to be like, hey, hold on a minute. You don't have an opening bracket here, but you do have a closing one. You shouldn't be able to have that. Our regex says, oh yeah, you can have one or the other or both. So I hope that makes sense. That's why we can't use question mark. So all dashes with question marks. Okay. So having question marks here, that should still work. Let's give it a try. Yeah. Just a sec. Maxim's asking, will the guest sessions be posted on YouTube? Yes. As they're getting recorded now, they're getting saved on YouTube. So don't worry. Yeah. So that should wait, did that work? Sorry. Yes, it there's a pat for you, Diego. But now you want to know if we can combine these. And I would say we could combine them, for example, here. So we could have, we could have a combination. So we could use, we could use a range. Let's give that a try. So let's mix. I'm going to actually get rid of RE1. And instead of just a space, it can be a range. Remember with the square brackets? We're just trying stuff out here of either a dash with I think it's with a group with a space or a dash. I think that should still work. Let's give that a try. Yeah. Hey, nice one, Diego. Pat, look at that. We got rid of another regex. Awesome. Nice one. Sherry says, it is 7:46, Reno, Nevada, USA. I want to say thank you very much for your help and the help of my grandchildren. I'm learning to do coding. That's wonderful. Thank you for coming by. Oh, that's awesome. Can we use a replace method? Replace brackets with spaces before the test. So regex, so we can only test for EX2. Do you know why I'm nervous about that, Omran? Is because I think it's going to fail us for this one. Let's totally give it a try. And maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. So you're saying, hey, string equals string dot replace this one with a space, did you say? Yeah, replace a bracket with a space, and string equals string replace. So we're replacing the open bracket with a space and the closed bracket with a space. I'm a bit nervous about that. Yeah. Do you know why? Because now we've got, if we replace that, it's now got 2 spaces in it. So that's not going to do it. No. And it's also matching this, which is even worse. Like, we don't want to match the only closed bracket. Replace the dashes. Okay, let's replace the dashes. Give that a try. So we're replacing dashes with a space. So for some reason, this one is not working. This one is not working. And at this point, what we're doing is kind of trying to figure out, and I bet there's a way that we could improve our regex, and I wonder why. Do you know what? Because this one expects there to be this one expects there to be a dash, but we're getting rid of all the dashes. So what if we replace this with a question mark? Try that. Okay, never mind. So that's one way we could do it, but I don't know. This is just a personal thing on Run, but I would rather not modify the strings because you see, we're only changing one minor thing here. I don't know. I could be wrong. If you find a way to do it with one regex, please share it. Yes, I wanted to say, I will open up a forum post where we can all share our solutions, and I'll share mine as well. So thank you very much for the suggestion. Sasha's asking, and the const one, oh yeah, we don't have a 1 anymore. What does the open bracket indicate? Oh, good question. So this here, we're using this as a group to say, hey, everything that's in here, it's optional. So we're saying group everything in here and make it optional. But inside that group, this is what's a little bit weird. Inside this group, the space is also optional. So a 1 followed by an optional space is optional. I hope that makes sense. Let's go through it again. So it has to be a 1 followed by either or not a space. Can be optional. That's so that we can match phone numbers that either do or do not start with a 1 and a space. Do what I do, tell my grandchildren, since I'm just learning this, please keep the kiss theory in mind. Grandpa will be 64 next month, and he spent 32 years dragging his knuckles. Hey, grandkids. Oh, Elioskas asks, could you try to replace D3 part of the regex with a D with a, yes. Oh, of course. Let's put the D3 in a group. It's a little bit weirder. And we're going to replace that with a 1. What a good question. Let's try it. This is what you said, right? So we're going to use a group to say, okay, match 3 digits and also match 3 digits here. Let's see. This is what I suspected, Elioskas. I think the grouping is saying match 3 digits and then match those. No, wait a minute. Why doesn't this work? Yeah, we're matching 3 digits, and then we're matching what I assume to be 3 more digits. And yet, it's not matching it here. I don't know about you folks, but that's odd. 3 digits. Match 3 digits is what this group does. Oh, I know. This is a group. This is the first group. This is the second group I've made. So this needs to be a 2, not a 1. Okay, we're on to something. Let's run our test again. Bah. I was so sure. I'm going to try a 0 just for fun. Oh, 3. Try that. And folks are saying it's the second group. Yeah, but for some reason that doesn't work for me. Let's try and run the test again. Should return true. Diego's saying group into group should be group 3. Yeah, but remember these are escaped. These are escaped ones, so it's not actually grouping, Diego. Yeah. I'm going to take it back as is. Maybe we should explore this later. Maybe post it. If you find out how we can get this to work, maybe please post it either in the forums or on Discord. I want to answer a couple more questions, if I may. Elmer's asking, is there a more practical use of regex other than passwords and this? Well, I mean, we've seen 2 so far, but there's a whole bunch of others. And I think I want to give somebody, Catherine, checking for offensive content in posts. That's totally one. What else? What are other ways? Yeah, password length, making sure that an email address is an address, that it has the @ sign, that it has something dot something. What are other uses for regexes? An app I used to work on would allow folks to rename their files using regexes. So if they would find patterns, they could, for example, move dates around in their file names. That's one use case for it. There's a whole bunch of them. Linda's asking, how do I save regexes in VS Code, whether it's an RE file? Remember, Linda, that these regexes are inside JavaScript. We're doing JavaScript here. So it's not that regex is a file format per se. It is an engine inside JavaScript, inside the JavaScript language. So the JavaScript stuff that we're doing here gets saved into JavaScript. So .js, for example. Ooh, I want to touch on what People PMT says here. I gave my answer with 6 regular expressions. It was because it was more clear to you. And you know what? Absolutely. This is why I was very, very deliberate with saying, all right, let's build out all of our regexes, and because we understand them, condense them down. So let's see. ISO validation of the name format. I've used them to look for, Amy's saying, I've used them to look for patterns in text data files that I wanted to replace. Yeah, of course. Any kind of text processing definitely makes sense to use regexes for that. I've recently used regexes to part states that are in text format. That's a good one. Thanks, Imari. Ricky's saying the to group has brackets. Right, but I'm matching inside the brackets here. So I believe, let me just try that again. Let me just grab one of these. It's still not passing. So it's giving me false. So it should give me true. But remember, see, it has brackets because I need to tell it that it's a group, but it's inside our brackets. So we're really just matching 3 digits. And we want to match 3 digits later. I'm actually not sure as to why. Also false. 0, false. 3, false. Yeah, I'm not sure, folks. But that's okay. We'll do that. Let's leave that up as homeworks. Avin's asking, can we use dry on regex any way possible? I don't know. I kind of think we just did during this session, didn't we? We used dry to be able to say, okay, we had 6 regexes. Let's condense them down to 3. We could dry this up more, perhaps, make it just 1. Some of the solutions, and I think the official one from Free Code Camp is 1 chunky regex. Cool. Well, folks, if there are no more questions, don't stress. You can also write them in the forum and on Discord. Remember tomorrow's guest session. Oh, sorry. Yes. Bootcamp forum. Yes. Group.classcentral.com. Let's see what else. Homework. Let's check up on where we're going to start again. JavaScript algorithms and data structures. So we have done basic JavaScript. We've done ES6, regular expressions, debugging, basic data structures, basic algorithm scripting, object-oriented programming. Next Monday, we're going to start with functional programming. Tuesday, we're going to do intermediate algorithm scripting. And next Wednesday, which is our final lesson, is going to be the cash register. So we got 3 more sessions left. Tomorrow we'll also have a guest session from Feline. Ooh. I want to try, Ricky has one here. Ooh, let's try this regex. Hey, Jess is here. Hey, Jess. Good to see you. Yeah. Let's try. Oh, good. My code is still here. So let's see what you did. We've got and the S. Then we've got a bracket. Okay, you've grouped up the brackets there. Okay, so you've actually removed these. Let me just make this a bit bigger. So we've grouped up that. Then we've got, oh, there's no spaces. Then we do the -2, -4. Okay, let's give that a try. Did I do something wrong? Let me see. D3. -2 digit 4. Did I do something wrong here? Ooh, before I forget, Elioskas has a tip of the day. If you press Control S on FCC, your code gets saved to local storage. Oh. Yes. You need to, I need to remove the replace. That's what you all mean by replace. Thanks, folks. Okay, that still doesn't work, but yeah, let's see Ricky's code again. Where'd it go? There it is. So clone star E start. Oh, there is a 1 here, eh? Oh, I see what you did. Interesting. Okay, so you made the 1 and the space optional. Interesting. Let's give it a try. What am I doing wrong here? Let's see. 1 question mark, space question mark in a group. Then we got the 3 digits in a group. -2 -4 digits. That looks good. For RE2, do you know what, folks? I think I have reached the point where I cannot look at regexes anymore. How about, if I may, we take your word for it. Please post these into the forum or into Discord, and let's experiment with them. Yeah? Oh, Ricky's saying you're looking at RE, not RE2. I'm sorry. Do you know what? That's my mistake. Because I deleted RE1 at some point and I just left it. My bad. That's it. Thank you. This should still work, right? No, it doesn't because I changed everything. Oh, goodness me. My brain is thoroughly fried. Cool. I'll tell you what, folks. I will take your word for it. Try it out. Put these in the forums. This is why we need to talk about these. And maybe without a big light in my face, I can take another look at it and see if we can get that better working. So I would say let's consider this a success. Ricky's like us. I have 3 REs and I switched RE and RE2. Cool. Cool. Yeah, no, let's let's leave it at put that in the forum, please. I beg you. So, okay, I keep mumbling. Tomorrow we'll do how to read code with Felina. It's gonna be amazing. I hope to see you there. So that's Thursday. On Monday, we'll do functional programming. On Tuesday, we'll do advanced scripting, and on Wednesday, we'll do the cash register. So, and as Jess very correctly says, it's going to be super chill. It really will. It's going to be wonderful, folks. And with that, I say thank you very much for coming today, and wish you all a wonderful day. And congratulations. You've done in my opinion, one of the hardest things I've ever done with regexes. So how about an extra pat? You all deserve it. Wish you all the best and have a wonderful day. See you later. Bye.